Hello everybody, welcome to the daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, on the blogger site as an archive post thingy, and on Patreon for extra support. And any kind of updates and such usually I go about on Twitter, X platform, especially on the live stream, which is something that I didn't manage to get around this weekend. Very busy days, even on the weekend. This time around, I didn't even manage to do any kind of gaming news on Saturday. Yeah, basically these days I spent a lot of the my work schedule out of the house, so I didn't have managed to basically catch up with a lot of news itself. But yeah, now we're back. Um, Later today we'll get the Jedi Survivor episode, and tomorrow Dead Space Remake. The internet seems okay, so I won't foresee any kind of issues there. And again, I will try to stream something today. Yeah, we are approaching to the launch of the Shadow of the Earth 3, and I really need to prepare myself to get around and at least deal with Mogwen's Palace zone, which is the next one that when I do the next live stream is where I'm prepared to go there. Yeah, and then we need to do still Faramazula, Faramazula, and Alec 3, and then Landian Ancient Capital. We need still to turn the fire on. Yeah, we still have a lot of stuff to do there. But at least Mogwen's Palace, it's the mandatory thing to get around and access DLC. But yeah, this is what I got for today in terms of channel news. I'm not remembering anything else. I've been thinking a lot also on a Elden Ring theory. It's more about Numans and the Nox and how stuff happened to a certain degree in the lands between. But yeah, it's been a little bit tricky to get my ideas concise there, because when I start thinking about the history until till the shattering and all around those kind of the timeline there. It's too much forward. But I have a pretty rough idea what I want to tell and cover on that thing with the Newman and the Nox and how the interactions were between them. It's an interesting theory, but I've been listening more lore theory so I can get some stuff right, because the consensus in terms of the timelines and how things happen, I need to have a better sense to just wrap up my idea of what might happen there before even after the America rose to the godhood status. I got some ideas there that might explain some stuff that we saw also on the trailer, the latest one, and some stuff that happens on game and the reasons the why some stuff happened on the game or just right before the game started there. But yeah, when I can, I will go around and do the video. But yeah, I've been pretty busy lately. But yeah, we got some news. We are basically in Computex time at this moment. We got AMD keynote or something like that, and some official presentations that now AMD Ryzen 9000 series is official, which is the new Zen5 CPUs. At least I'm covering more the desktop ones. They are the Granite Ridge naming scheme, but yeah, they skipped the 8000s. I think the 8000s they left for the APU stuff, and now these naming schemes I try not to overthink too much, because I think the companies already overthink the naming scheme too much for us. But yeah, it's the 9000 series, so the previous one it's the 7000. And now we are on the 9000. I'm not sure if it is so it doesn't stick the same with the, for example, the GPU stuff, because we got Zen4, which is the 7000 series, and we got also RDNA 3, which is the 7000 series also. In my case, I got a 7700X as a CPU, and I have a 7900 XTX as a GPU. I don't know if they're trying to put one thing so it doesn't have kind of the same naming scheme. because I think even on the 9000 series they launch AM4 compatible CPUs. Yeah, it's not here. I think they put it the XT in the aforementioned 5800 XT. Again, I'm not sure. I didn't watch that, but from the images that I saw, I think they put the XT, which is usually belonging to the GPU stuff. Yeah, I don't know what they're trying to do there, but yeah, we got the X variants of the 9000, so 9600, 9700, 9950 X variants here. Interesting enough, the main thing here is they seem a little bit, if not at the same TDPs, a little bit less. The same TDP for the high end, so 16 cores, 32 threads, the same kind of boost clocks, and basically the same cache there. And even the iGPU thingy, it's mainly so you can get a signal on the, if you don't have the GPU when you install the thing at the time. It's barely serviceable, but yeah, it works. We got the 9900X, which is again, it's the same thing that the 7900s, 12 cores, Jesus, 24 threads, got the same max clock thingy there, and also the same kind of oh my god, the same cache. The TDP is the same. The main difference is on the lower end. The 9700X, which is the equivalent to my 7700X, it's got the same cores and threads. It got 100 megahertz of boost clock, and but it got the same cache, and the TDP is less. Instead of 105, which is the one I have, they are now basically putting everything 65 watts basically, and the same thing with the 9600X, basically 100 megahertz of boost clocks. It's basically up to, and then the same kind of L cache thingy there, and 65 watts there. So in terms of efficiency, we might see some good stuff. Presumably, I don't know. Supposedly they got around 60% IPCs, so instructions per clock uplift from the Zen 4. Again, this is their numbers. Always take it with a grain of salt. Also, they launched some numbers here in terms of gaming and productivity. They compared through 4900K, and again. Take it with a grain of salt, because the methodology and the numbers they reach are cherry pick, in the sense they are the best case scenarios on the best case applications or games, depending what they're showing here. But yeah, again, it's already launched. It's already announced, and it's going to launch July 31st. So in August we'll start to see for sure, or even a couple of days before the official launch, we'll start to see the usual suspects, Gamers Nexus, Hardware Unbox, all those guys doing their testing and showing their results to see what kind of difference we might see compared to Zen 4. Again, it will be an improvement on the 14th generation of Intel for sure, because it's already a little bit of uplift regarding Zen 4. And again, given that they maintain basically the same TDP in terms of the Zen 4, I will assume that we will see good consuming electricity than the Zen 4 there, especially compared to Intel, which consumes a lot of power, sometimes double the power to get the same kind of performance depending on the application or game. But yeah, and with that, they also announced the X800 series motherboard chipsets, and also they skipped the 700 naming scheme. Again, I don't know. Again, they just go all over the place with the naming schemes there. So we got the X870 and E version, so like the premium stuff there. Supposedly they want to now on these chipsets USB 4 standard on all of the motherboards, independently if they are the E versions or not. PCI Express Gen 5 on graphic and NVMe on all motherboards. Again, hopefully it's in all PCI connections, given for the X16 for the main PCI and not only on for the main NVMe kind of a thing. Hopefully it can be extended to all of them, all the PCI connections there, given if it is PCI Express or the NVMe, which is PCI 4X kind of a thing there, hopefully. And supposedly it's going to have higher AMD Expo memory clock support on these motherboards, even though the tests, the like the hardware that they use for this kind of numbers that they reach is still on the previous motherboard chipsets, so we don't have even like a comparable or idea what kind of Expo memory clock support they might have, because they didn't throw out a number here. One of also the good things, supposedly the AM5 platform will have support. They extended their promise to 2 years more at least, so 2027 plus, so beyond 2027 as guaranteed. Again, what it worries me here, and it was caught to my attention through Hardware Unboxed video of the announcement of these things, is there is no mention if Zen 6 is going to be there is no explicit mention that Zen 6 will also be supported. We will assume so, because it doesn't make a lot of sense given the way they talked about things when they launched Zen 4 and the launch of the AM5 platform. But I think we might get this as it is on this graphic, mainly because they want to focus the launch on Zen 5, not to start people talking on Zen 6 before Zen 5 is launched. But yeah, hopefully they even here we don't see any kind of mentions on Zen 6, but we'll have to assume and believe that best case scenario that it's just a thing of them trying to for them to focus on this marketing material on the Zen 5 launch there, and not something that they are sneakily doing and not promising Zen 6 on the AM5 platform. But I will assume, given that the way they went about AM4 platform, which still is supported even with even launching new CPUs here and there, even though it's the same architecture of Zen 3, yeah, well, hopefully it will have this kind of same longevity here, because I think it's one of the best practices in terms of being consumer friendly, because theoretically it's possible people that bought a good motherboard in between 2017 and 2018 on the AM4 platform, still using it with different CPUs altogether, upgrading through CPUs with just an update on the BIOS, still using to this day the same motherboard, which is if you think about it, can be a lot of savings there. But yeah, hopefully they will maintain this support. I don't see any other reason why not to, but hopefully we are reading this as trying them to focus on the Zen 5 launch there. But yeah, I think MSI, if not mistaken, has announced the new motherboards with this new chipset. Tomahawk and Pro versions there. But yeah, again, when this comes out in July 31st, so August, we will see a lot of coverage of these new motherboards and CPUs in terms of performance, how it goes, how it not goes, and comparatively to Zen 4 and also the 14th gen. The 15th gen will come up later this year. But yeah, they are AMD seems not to be very worthy, or at least on this front here. The GPU side is a completely different thing, and beyond the AI stuff, I will not cover that. It's a lot of shenanigans there, but yeah, I don't understand everything, and I think they screw around with with the naming schemes of those AI stuff there. But yeah, desktop what it matters here at this moment in time. So yeah, hopefully we'll get great news when the reviews come out. On the gaming side there, similarly, Private Division supposedly going to be sold or closed down by Take-Two. Again, Take-Two, the same guys that the publishers of Red Dead Redemption and the the Grand Theft Auto and the 2K stuff there, the same publishers there. They are going to probably shut down this indie publishing label. Um, uh, yeah, I don't know what they did there to this not be profitable. But yeah, they publish games like Ancestors Humankind on the Sea. I cannot remember a little bit this game. Got the Outer Worlds, where I think it's a very good game. Disintegration, I don't remember seeing this game. And Rollerdrome, I saw this. It's like a very interesting indie game. And I think he got good reviews and such, but I'm not sure about sales. But yeah, also included in private division was the Kerbal Space Program developer team. Yeah, I think I'm not sure if this is going to be shut down, but I don't know if I'm not sure if this game is out. It's one of those games that I never follow through and seeing the progress of this. And Oli World developer Roll 7, yeah, they're basically going to be shut down for sure. Just a quick bit here, they are going to maintain a skeleton crew in place to honor the deals with Moon Studios in terms of publishing, which is no rest for the wicked. Okay, again, it's on Steam Early Access, but again, they will for sure will need some support from the publishing team, of course. But yeah, it's not good news. And also Weta Workshop for Tales of the Shire due later this year. Again, I don't know this game, Tales of the Shire. I have some Lord of the Rings kind of thing. And then Pokemon developer Game Freak, which is working on a new action adventure IP. Yeah, yeah. This is not going to get good. And also they back down, of course, from the partnership announced late 2022, so not even 2 years ago, with Bluebird Team. Yeah. It's not good, but yeah, I'll try to keep my eyes on this. Again, we're going to see more layoffs. Again, these people, I don't know what they're doing in terms of financial. In overall scheme of things, I think again with the lockdown stuff, like 4 years ago. Now, 4 years ago with the lockdown stuff, they thought because the sales went skyrocketed in the gaming industry, but mainly because everybody had to keep themselves in isolation and whatever. They spent more. The expendable income that they could spend, they spend it more on games, and they thought now it's the new normal and didn't invest properly on the companies there to have some kind of security there when things will eventually, of course, and inevitably come a little bit in a normal levels pre-pandemic. But yeah, they played around with a lot of jobs, and we've been seeing, I don't know, 20k plus layoffs all over the place, even though again a lot of it is badly financial decisions, especially on for example, take an example of the big one, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. They lost $200 million on that game. Lost. It's not. They are on the red with $200 million. So the game and all the investments and the marketing stuff, it cost 200 million plus, because they had some sales there here and there, but yeah, it cost more than $200 million to make a game with that level of quality and all the injection of the Acronym Mafia stuff there. Yeah, you can see how things can go south pretty quick when they think that they can take over existing IPs and try to modernize it for, I don't know for whom, because again, these companies, I think in the middle they forgot, or they went to the thing that they think they can mandate people how to like tastes on people. They completely forgot that they stopped making games for 95% of the market share of the buyers, which are players, which are customers, and they pandered to 5% of the market, and then we got the results here. Basically, that's overall kind of gist of the thing there. Yeah, when you pander to 5% of the market instead of the 95%, it usually business go down and start to go very, very, very badly. And they didn't went worse because there is a lot of huge corporations that can sustain some damage in terms of financial losses here and there, but with that, a lot of jobs are lost. But yeah, it is what it is. You go for the hype of the Acronym Mafia, and usually that's what you get. But yeah. Continuing, just a reminder here that God of War Ragnarok coming to PC September. Again, I don't know. Sony is doubling down on their shit with the PSN account linking requirements there. Again, there was a prediction, a lot of people, including me to a certain degree, that they will not let this go of the PSN account linking. They just basically triple down now because it started with the Helldivers 2. Supposedly, given that it is a multiplayer game, and supposedly there were some technical difficulties with the server stuff there to link the accounts there. They just let it go for a moment, for I don't know, 3 or 4 months. Then they all of a sudden Sony just decided no, now it's mandated, and if you don't have a way to have a PSN account, you don't play the game that you already paid for. Never mind the extra content that is there, the DLC stuff there. And then we got the case with the Ghost of Tsushima after the debacle with the Helldivers 2. And they sneakily said there is no PSN requirements for single player, but it will be now you have to have on the multiplayer part there. But again, given that you have PSN account for the multiplayer, you have to have the game is only available on Steam on regions where a PSN account can be created. So every, I think, 177 countries or zones are delisted from the Steam because the multiplayer, which is not even like the a secondary, it's like an afterthought, the multiplayer, because this is more a narrative driven game. To play as a single player, there is no like even asynchronous multiplayer stuff like Dark Souls games to that level on the single player side of things. Again, stupid decision again, and now we got the triple down on the God of Ragnarok PSN account linking. Again, I'm not sure. That's why I'm not recommending, or I avoid completely recommending any kind of PlayStation published game on Steam, because I don't know how they're going to go about, for example, doing the same thing with the PSN account linking with already launched games. For example, Days Gone, the first God of War, the Ratchet and Clank, The Last of Us 2, The Last of Us Part 1, sorry, on PC. I'm not sure how they are going to proceed there. I will have to assume they were not going to touch that because the game's already out for some of them for a couple of years at least. But yeah, this is not a good tactic. They just, I already told this before. What they are doing here is finding a way of increasing piracy of their own games, because PC players can be spiteful, and even the games that they already have available on Steam without this kind of PSN account linking, people might start not buying them and just pirating them and playing them by themselves, given if they have access or not to the PSN account creation thing there, just out of spite. Probably you'll see some spikes, especially in September. I will try to see if there is any kind of news regarding like PlayStation games for PC. If the piracy levels are a little bit up in terms of downloads. But I will assume it will increase a little bit, especially if you're going to single player games in this case. And my main issue is this, and the fact that the goddamn game seemed pretty good, at least overall, even though Ragnarok had some Acronym Mafia Association there. But I'm not sure where because I don't know. I didn't follow up too much on that. But yeah, the games, for example, Days Gone is a very underrated game. God of War, the first one, seemed pretty good. The Last of Us Part 1, it's an excellent game on the mainline story there. The PC port seems to be pretty good now. Yeah, Ratchet and Clank seems to be a good platformer game. Again, the games are good, but yeah, the way they go about doing business there doesn't seem make any kind of logic because I suppose they want people to come for PSN by creating a PSN account. They think they have players, PC players hooked on PlayStation games exclusive. I don't know what kind of level of thought is there. All the PC players that I know, and including myself, I jump out of consoles to PC. And people that start on PC, they might play consoles, but their main platform, if they start on PC, is always PC. And more than that, a lot of people jump out of PlayStation or Xbox or whatever. When they jump to PC, they usually don't go back that often unless they maintain the same console they might have as an extra. And usually it's just only for the exclusive stuff, or else they will wait on PC because there is huge amounts of games, especially indie games, older games, still some of them in your original format. They are still available. You can find them out and buy them. Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking. They're not more special than PC platform because PC is very heterogeneous, let's say, thing, because there is choice for everybody in terms of the games that are on PC. There is no exclusivity because as long as you have a PC, there is no exclusivity to a certain extent, except for example, we got last case that I remember, we got Alan Wake 2, which is still Epic Game Store exclusive, but they didn't sell basically anything. They still need to sell a lot more. For example, we got Fortnite, which is basically also Epic Games stuff there, but the rest, with some exceptions, the rule is everybody can play games on PC, and they don't care too much if the games from the consoles don't come to PC. We got a lot of choice there, because there is a lot of stuff that is on PC that will never go to consoles. But yeah, it is what it is with this thing. We got here something interesting, Tomb Raider UF5 cinematic video. It's kind of a snippet. It's not like a huge trailer with non-stop action. It's a little teaser here, but it's very interesting because it's a single man's work there. It didn't use any kind of AI or any kind of this shit. It was handcrafted, let's say, from this guy here, and it basically uses Lara Croft as Angelina Jolie and Christopher Waltz as the villain. They're interesting. It doesn't have a lot of stuff there, but it's something as a tribute I found it very interesting, and it was using Unreal Engine 5.3, which is to see that even a single person can do a pretty good job on doing like a teaser there. Very interesting. And lastly, we got again Sweet Baby kind of thing there. This is regarding Silent Hill 2. I covered this when the State of Play came out, and I touched Silent Hill since the first trailer. I always told the game feels weird to me. Feels weird. It's the characters there. I never played the original one, and I don't think I might have played Silent Hill 2, like parts of it here and there, something like that, or saw somebody playing at the time. But yeah, myself, I don't remember playing this game for sure. I don't remember, so I don't remember. I know there is this character, the side characters, or the in this case the two women's, which which is this one, where I don't know how they called Angela, whatever it is. Yeah, Angela and Maria, which is supposedly this guy wife. Again, I never was too much on that. Again, this is kind of ugly mug there. I don't know. I saw some comparison. It looks a little bit like David Duchovny. I don't know what. Again, I know. I don't know, but we know. Again, hit detection. Yeah, the DI, the acronym Mafia consultants there. Yeah, they were involved in the game. That's why some of the character models are very weird. And again, this is another confirmation when people before the game come out, when they use language in the sense they're a modern audience, and I will cover that. You will see what they say there. Yeah, if detection was involved in this game as a consultancy firm. It's being accused of pushing. Again, it's not an accusation. It's blatant. The character design of Angel is being criticized. Again, this is the original character, and this is a PS2 era kind of a game, if not mistaken. Again, side by side, they don't even look like even daughter and mother. Again, this is not by chance any kind of, yeah, they don't even look here. And this guy, I've seen him here and there learning the law. In my restless dreams, I see that on Silent Hill 2 Modern Cheeseburger Remake. Yeah, she looks like, I don't know. You promise you take me there again someday with a side of fries and a milkshake, but that may never come. The Crimson Chin. Yeah, lately these games, when they remake female characters, they remake with the chin of a guy. Which is something, it happens, but it's not something that we see every day. But yeah, the character design is completely off the mark there. Doesn't seem any kind of the original one. Doesn't have any kind of resemblance there. Somebody criticized. A lot of people also criticized the acting voice. I don't know, because again, I try not to speculate too much in stuff that I didn't get, especially didn't play the original one. But yeah. Yeah, but basically it's they even pride themselves of being with Remedy and other companies there. But yeah, Hit Detection is a video game consulting firm with a global presence. We bring decades of experience in games media, consumer electronics, most comprehensive record allied to trust many years among the esteemed clientele that we are able to publicly reveal. We are able to publicly reveal we have provided services to the likes of Bloober Team, Remedy, and Sega, which is not good. Our commitment to building a team from variety of backgrounds, including underrepresented groups, is a superpower that allows us to provide unique and varied perspectives, setting us apart from other firms. This diversity is a strength that fortifies our insights and gives us a natural advantage with the consulting landscape. Again, I'm going to reiterate, consultancy by itself, it's not evil per se, but when you have some kind of agenda and or a narrative to push, it can become pretty bad pretty quick. But yeah, as in the case of this game, it's the latest one. And the word diversity is just a code word for anti-white. Again, this article here, I kind of read it through a little bit here, but yeah, basically the gist of this is, again, I didn't find out this person, Emily Goldstein. I don't know if it is a recurrent writer, that there is a lot of Emily Goldsteins all over the world, so I couldn't find things. But this article in specifically says that diversity is about getting rid of white people, and that's a good thing. But I assume that she is a white person also. I will take a jump, and Goldstein, I think usually it's a Jewish name, so usually Jewish people are usually white. That's my assumption in that thing. So yeah, I will assume that she will like to get rid of herself. Again, I don't know. But yeah, usually white women tend to input themselves in the oppressed group of people. But what to say. She even concludes the article saying, "So yes, white supremacists, at least when white supremacists tell that diversity is indeed white genocide, and white genocide is exactly what the world needs more than anything else." But one thing is interesting that sometimes white supremacy, even bad guys or bad ideologies, sometimes they can hit a good point here and there. Funny enough, we only see this kind of diversity and inclusions and all that shit in what usually it's mainly or predominantly Caucasian countries. You don't see that in, for example, in African countries, Asian countries, um, South American countries. You don't, to a certain extent, but usually in African countries, they're not telling that we need to wipe out black people and put white people because of diversity, or put more Asian people because of diversity. They don't do that. It's only a thing that it's Western, from the Western audiences. They think they need to, I don't know, diversify. But yeah, yeah. And one of the things of heat detection now, wrapping up from this article, some of the things that the heat detection things is sensitive issues assessments. Our team assesses the risk factors of depiction of characters from underrepresented groups, themes, and potential community reactions. That's rich. But yeah, yeah. Nobody. I don't know what they were expecting here. Even Konami. I don't know. These guys. I think they don't like money. But yeah. And then we got Officer Jana Jasinska, which is the Bluebird team's chief marketing. Yeah, on an interview, the question was, was the team given free rein to put their own spin on things? Bluebird team is amazing at its abilities to transform the environment around the player, and I'm really hoping we get to see that put to use here for the other world. And the lady responded, as aforementioned, we take a very safe approach to any changes. We remain faithful to the original title. That's a lie. Nonetheless, again, it's the but we are applying adjustments to certain areas where things need modernizing due to the passage of time. When you got this kind of language, modernizing due to the passage of time or to the modern times, modernization, update the language, update the whatever. It's something bad is coming there. And she continued, we are focused on bringing the distinct, versatile atmosphere back in the modernized Silent Hill 2. It's a remake. If people want it modernized, you just make Silent Hill 3 as a continuation, and you can modernize all you want. But yeah, long-time fans shouldn't worry about us missing the point while we're living up the title. Yeah, okay. We faithfully stick to the traditional story canon while remaking, while remaking the gameplay and updating the graphics. Now, even when I see updating the graphics from the ground up, you see what kind of updating they're doing. Updating the graphics here. You can see the difference there. And these are the reasons why Konami entrusted us with the remake in the first place. Yep. Now, I assume that given that Konami is the publishing partner in this relationship, they are the ones getting upfront with the money and paying for the developer team to do this. So I will have to assume Heat Detection is working on, unless I might be wrong, I don't know, is working with Bluebird team on the demands from Konami so they can do their checklist thingy, so they can lower their interest rate on the loan that they made to make this project here, this remake. So that's my assumption there, unless I might be wrong, but yeah. At least that's my thought there. But yeah, in the recent blog post, Konami producer and Bluebird team creative director and lead whatever confirmed the remake was changing some of the settings as well the dialogue. Yeah, you don't have the story canon, it doesn't look good. And here on this article is not the other other woman, which I think is Maria, which is the subconscious representation of the main characters, because I think that the main game, the game itself is he enters Silent Hill because supposedly his wife died a few years ago, but they got a clue that probably she was alive there, something in those lines. And because Silent Hill is as all the characters except for the main character, supposedly I think, that appear on game is a subconscious representation of the character, of the main character, sorry. So in this case, his wife Maria, what you see there is a subconscious projection of the idea that I think it's called Heaton. Let's call it Heaton. I think it's his name. Is subconscious representation of her, and that's why a lot of people saying that's why she is very hypersexualized, because it's the idea that he wants to have subconsciously of her, of his wife, and a little bit enters to also to the a little bit of the psyche of Heaton, the main character. That's why also this one is a little bit more kind of a sexy vibe, even though the design character of the design choices, some of them are the 2000s, but the fact that the women's are more sexualized in the game itself, it's because of the psyche of that game, of the main character of that game. It is one of the reasons why this is horrifying, because that's why the mannequins appears as nurses. Also, there is a lot of stuff because what Silent Hill does is project your subconscious, given all your fears, desires, into the real world, let's say. That's why in the example of this character, all women are a little bit more sexualized than what we are perceiving of seeing women. Like women's when this kind of monsters, they are bound, like the fear of this guy has to do something with this. Again, I didn't play the game, but the main points there is mainly that Silent Hill serves as a screen to your subconscious, let's say, and everything is projected on the city itself. And even that girl, the women, the wife of this guy, Heaton, yeah, they just alter completely. They I think, yeah, they butchered this because of, in the name of modern times and modernization and all that jazz. But yeah, this will continue again. Like Grump says, 2 years boycotting this kind of companies so they can get the message, because at the end of the day they only speak the money language, and when has and us as customers will stop supporting this kind of bullshit that everybody, 90%, 90 to 95% of the market doesn't like. If we respond with our wallets, they will get the message eventually, and they will have to bend the knee to us, because we are the customers, we are the paying customers. We are not the minority, the vocal minority on the social media screaming for free stuff because it's what they want, free and stuff as they want. And yeah, usually normal people don't identify themselves as their preferential sexuality there. But yeah, that is what I got for today. In terms of news, just going through some deals here. We got Plague Tale Duology as a bundle is still available on Steam, so 62% off, so around $27 the two games. We got Red Dead Redemption 2, 60% off, or 65 on the Ultimate Edition. We got Hogwarts Legacy, 50% off on the base and digital deluxe. We got Planet of Lana, 40% off. We got also Aliens Dark Descent, 35% off. Again, this seems a pretty good one, and they patched a lot of the issues that they had, like bugs and such that were happening from time to time. I think everything is patched up. We got also BioShock, the trilogy, not as a package. The collection is not on sale, so it's individual games. So if you want to complete your collection on BioShock trilogy, this is a good opportunity here. So 75% on the first, 85% on the second. which has the DLC stuff, and BioShock Infinite is 75% off, also with some DLC there. On GOG, we got Deus Ex Mankind Divided, 85% off. We got Dredge, 30% off. We got 50% off on Hollow Knight. This is one of the games I would like to try out one of these days. We got Prey Digital Deluxe Edition, again, very underrated game. If you think this is a little bit too much, just buy the base edition, the base version of the game. It's pretty excellent as an immersive sim. The Deluxe Edition has a new mode, which is the DLC Moon Crash. It's like a roguelike kind of a mode there. But yeah, this is a very underrated game, but it's got a stamp of approval from me. I already did a gameplay series on this one. Yeah, it's good. And we got also Slay the Spire, again, stamp of recommendation from me. Also, I've been playing a lot this game from time to time. I just do a lot of runs here. And yeah, deck builder roguelike kind of style there. Yeah, pretty interesting this game. And we got Spiritfarer Farewell Edition. Also, this is the standard edition, and you got also digital deluxe edition with some extra goodies there. But yeah, this is one of those that I would like to make a series out of. It seems pretty interesting. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, this is what I got for you today, guys. Hopefully later I can get around at least to a live stream on, or trying to get around and do a proper video on the Elden Ring theories there with the Nux and Numan. Nox, sorry. Jesus Christ, my head is spinning with a lot of stuff in my head. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up here with my Patreon for access support. Again, the access support is more for me to get at this time in point to get better storage solution for me to be able to get backups of stuff that I do for my clients, and also extra space for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next one. So till then, Kunamy Master out.